With no previous criminal record, a Nigerian now faces up to 17 years in prison. Stick around to the end of this video because the details that you're about to hear will leave you speechless. I'm sure someone will learn one or two lessons from this case of this brother. It was Moses and his wife that decided to come to the UK. Before they came to the UK, Moses was the one that was taking care of his family. His wife has never worked before. The wife and Moses agreed that they should come to the UK in search of a better life. The arrangement was that Moses will be on a student visa. His wife will then be his dependent. They arrived in the UK. Moses was doing his master's program. The wife and two children. The children are now 6 and 8 years old. They all came to the UK at that time. When they came, Moses found life tough initially. He was shocked by what he experienced when he first arrived in the UK. The picture that Moses had about life in the UK was completely different from what he met in the UK. Moses and his wife, they started having some challenges in the relationship. The brother struggled initially to adjust to the power imbalance. Here was a man who has been the breadwinner of his home since him and his wife married, and all of a sudden the brother is now having to depend on his wife for pocket money. The brother struggled. He did not know how to handle the situation. After some time in the relationship, they started having argument. Moses' wife, where she was working, she was granted a sponsorship. So the wife now has sponsorship. When Moses finished his course, he was struggling to get a job. Him and his wife, we started having argument in the relationship. It got to a point where one day Moses became deregulated when him and his wife had an argument, and he pushed the wife and the wife fell. The wife said, "This is not the first time Moses had made threats that I'm going to harm you." But that day, the brother lost it and he lost his temper and pushed his wife. The wife immediately, she called the police. When the police arrived on the scene, they arrested Moses and they told him not to come to the house, and they gave 3 months bail condition. During that 3 months, the brother wasn't allowed to come to the house. His wife and the extended family members, they started putting pressure on the couples to reconcile. The wife reported that when they were in Nigeria, when she never used to work, Moses used to make remarks like, "If not for me, your family would have been dead. I am the breadwinner. I am the only one that removed you from suffering, that you owe everything to me." He used to make those kind of remarks in Nigeria. He never used to respect the wife's family. When he realized that he couldn't come back to the house, he urgently reached out to his brothers in the US and Nigeria to, "Please, extended family member, this is what I'm going through." This was a brother who has never in the past told the family what was going on. The extended family then intervened. They pleaded with the wife and said, "Please, please, don't put us to shame. We are from a Christian home. You and your husband have been together for many years. Please allow him to come back. He's a changed man. Please." The pressure, initially, the wife said no. The pressure became so much that she had to give in. As soon as the bail condition expired, the wife allowed Moses to return back to the house. When Moses returned back to the house, initially, things were perfect in the home. The wife said she thought this brother is not a changed man. He's not a born-again man. He's not going to do the same thing that he used to do. After a few weeks, Moses reverted back to the old Moses again. He started calling the wife's name. He started making everything. When he was doing all these things, he started telling the wife, I am going back. I want to go back to Nigeria. I'm not enjoying life here. He told one of his friends in Nigeria what was happening to him. And the friend said, brother, pack your bag, come Nigeria. A bad. At least when you are in Nigeria, there's a way you can link you up with politics. Election is coming. You will be able, your contact that you had before, you will be able to go back and reestablish your contact and do something. Don't be struggling in England. The friend said to him that your wife will come back with you if you said you're coming. When Moses then approached the wife and said, babe, I want us to go back to Nigeria. I think this is a rough year. I don't even the kind of job you're doing, you can do better than this in Nigeria. The wife said, if you want to carry your bag, darling, pack your bag and return back to Nigeria. But for me, I am not going back to Nigeria. The brother thought the wife was joking. He insisted that they go. The wife said she's not going. They had an argument again. Before the wife came back from work, this brother did the unthinkable. He removed his 2 children from school and he bought a ticket and he flew them to Nigeria. The brother's thinking was that when he arrives in Nigeria, the wife will pack her bag and come and join them in Nigeria. When he arrived in Nigeria, the wife eventually said, look, I am not coming back to join you in Nigeria. You stay there with Nigeria. But initially, because the wife insisted that she's not coming to Nigeria, this brother said he made a mistake. For 2-3 months, he did not allow the wife to even speak to the children on video call. No contact between him and the wife and the children. The wife was mad. Even if you're upset with me, why can't you allow me to see my children? People pleaded with the brother. When things became rough for him, he was struggling financially. That was when he then allowed the wife to speak to the children. The wife speak to the children one day in Nigeria. Out of frustration, this brother was frustrated because the friend that promised him job did not deliver the job. The people that promised him that they would link him up to politics, they didn't link him up. He was frustrated. The daughter was close to him, talking to him. Out of anger, he said he didn't know. He used something to hit the girl head. Say, go, I'm talking to him, don't disturb me. I've told you before. Out of anger, the girl fell. She had a bruise on her head. The girl had a bruise on her head. She was bleeding. This brother did not didn't take her to get medical attention. He said he thought it was something that was going to heal. The injury now gotten worse to the point where the pus was coming out. That was when the brother then rushed this girl to the hospital and told his wife. When he told his wife that, look, this is what I have. I need you to send me some money. The woman was again mad. So this is happening. You didn't tell me. And now this child is in hospital. You don't have money to pay hospital bill. You are contacting me. The wife, out of motherly love, did not want her daughter to suffer. She gives him guy the money. And this guy has now begging the wife that I want to return back to Nigeria, return back to the UK, because the wife insisted that over her dead body, she's not going back to Nigeria. This brother was now stopped. People were begging, beg him, remove your pride, Moses. Beg your wife before your visa expires. Go back to the UK and join your wife, because he was stuck in Nigeria. The children, he couldn't leave the children with anybody to even go to work. Life was hard for him to even go and look for work. So he was begging the wife to remove back. What he didn't know was that the wife was advised to play along. Initially, the woman said she's not going to allow the guy to come back to her house. But the guy was surprised. After some time, the woman started being nice to him. So he told the woman it was charming, that the woman was a fool. What he didn't know was that he was coming to dig his grave with his hand. This brother, after some time, the wife said, come back to the UK. I don't have money. The woman sent money, bought a ticket. Before the guy left, the woman has already reported initially that the guy, she cannot find the wife, the husband, and the children. That was initially. As soon as she came back, she realized she couldn't see them. She reported them to the police before she then found out that they are in Nigeria. When Moses was not coming back with the children, he came back. The woman has already laid her own plan. He took the children back to school. The children went to school. Moses did not tell the school that look at where the children had injury on their head. Look at where the child had injury on their head. He didn't explain it. As soon as the child went to school, the mark was still there. The child was in that school before. They didn't see any mark. They had to explain what is going on. The girl said, my daddy used something to hit me on the head. Your daddy used something to hit you? Said, yes. Okay, they asked Moses. Moses was was giving inconsistent account. Meanwhile, a few days after he came, when daughter went to school, the wife called the police and said, my husband, he has raped me. Moses now found himself in serious problem. The wife has accused Moses that Moses raped her. This was after Moses came back, when the police, because the children's services, the school contacted children's services. Children's services then called the police. And whilst all this was going on, the wife said, the man has already raped me and he's back into the country now. Moses was surprised. He thought it was a joke. When he was handcuffed, said, you have two serious charges against you. One, allowing a child to cause injury, not seeking medical attention, and also the woman is now saying that you have raped her. Moses thought it was a joke, but when he realized that he was ahead for more than almost 24 hours before he was actually released and told that his passport, he needs to drop his passport, and because of the character that he actually tried to leave the country before, and even to grant him release bail, it was a problem because they were worried that this guy is going to run again from the country. As I speak to you today, Moses, who is the father of two children, is now facing the prospect of spending up to 17 years in prison. The bail, the condition that they even grant him bail is a problem, because the guy, his wife, is now saying that he raped her and he is the one that caused serious injury to the child. And they asked the guy, when did this child receive treatment? When did he suffer the injury? When he eventually admitted, initially first said he didn't know how the girl injured herself. And the girl said that this is what daddy did to me, that daddy caused it to me. Initially denied, said he went forth and back before he eventually admitted what happened. Now this brother is now blaming that this is the work of the wife, is a devil who wants to destroy his life, that he knew that this is what she's going to do, and she allowed him to come back to the country only for her, according to Moses, to frame her up. Do you have any sympathy for Moses? He was advised, do not take your children out of the country, but because of what he was promised, he listened to his friends and he went back, and only for him to return back to the country now. What is your view? Do you blame Moses or do you blame the wife? Let me know what your views are in the comment section, because the woman said she wished that this guy would go to jail because this man is an evil man. And Moses is saying, this is a woman that I've done everything for when I was in Nigeria. There are valuable lessons that can be learned in the case of Moses. If you see any value in this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that somebody can learn from this story. Let me know what your views are in the comment section.